Hello, welcome back to the channel, and we're doing more Vintage Cube, and we get to take a pack one, pick one time walk. Sorry, there's not much time left in this pack, but I mean, there's time walk, fractured identity, misty rainforest, but come on now, like we're gonna take some extra turns. All right, so what is the best way to utilize time walk? Oh, never. What? I was gonna talk about Ocelot Pride versus Chain Lightning because I saw those cards first, but then of course the mocks just hanging out, right? Just having a good time here in the corner instead of in this corner where your eye goes to first, because it's where like the rare is, quote unquote rare is in like your normal packs. Anyway, yeah, obviously we're going to take mocks to go along with our time walk. I think that is great. I mean, we also have Entomb and Archon in the same pack. Ocelot Pride is nuts. Chain Lightning is pretty good. I think if the mocks weren't here, I would just take Ocelot Pride and then go for like a white based deck, and then you randomly take an extra turn and then you just kill them. That sounds good. But anyway, obviously we're taking a mocks. This is such a great start. Not every day you get to start with 2 pieces of power. Okay, so we now no longer can take power, which is very upsetting. However, we have some options. So you could take something like a Flame Slash. I think I'm going to take Brain Freeze. I see it. But, I mean, Flame Slash is good. Shieldred or Cecil is a good threat. Lion Sash if you really want to be mono white. And then Splash Time Walk. But if we have all this, if we have fast mana and extra turn spell, then it makes a deck like, a Brain Freeze deck more viable. And there was the Underworld Breach. I didn't talk about it, but I did see it in the opening pack. So it is possible that we can wheel it, and we can easily pivot off of this kind of strategy, and then maybe we wheel something like a Cecil or a Flame Slash or something, and then we just, have a normal deck. But I think Brain Freeze has the highest upside. All right, so now what do we get? Ooh, there's Paradoxical Outcome. It's good with Mox Sapphire, and so far that's it, but we could get some more things. There's a Talisman. I mean, Swords to Plowshares is just really good removal, and I kind of want to take that. You could also take a Profs, Lelia, Voice of Victory. I think just having the cheap interaction is really key. And then this is one of the best removal spells ever printed. So that seems like a pretty good place to start. Really like this art too. Like you got the little horsies and the bulls in the clouds, and you got the guy just kind of standing there. I don't really know what this has to do with, plowing or plowshares, but cool art anyway. So I'm going to take that. All right, what do we got here? So let's see. There's Storm Chaser's Talent, really, really busted standard card, which honestly, that's a really nice bar for taking a card in Vintage Cube. Is like, is this card busted in standard? It's probably busted in Vintage Cube. So that's an option. Other than that, we have Omnath. I love me an Omnath pile, but I don't really have the fixing for it yet. Probably just take Storm Chasers, honestly. Trinket Mage can find Mox Sapphire, but I'd rather have this if I have 2 or 3 hits, and right now I only have the 1. Sneak Attack could be fun, but I don't know. Then you have to put Sneak Attack in your deck. Witch Enchanter, I like that it's a spell and a land, but yeah, I'm just going to take the Talent. Oh, and also it can rebuy Time Walk. That's kind of important. All right, now we have Staff of the Storyteller and Sunfall. There's also Git Probe and Miscalc. I like both of those. I think I'm just going to take Git Probe. Goes in any deck. Really nice to look and see if the coast is clear before you storm off, and then, storm off. And it helps you do that. Draws you a card. Adds to your storm count. Absolutely perfect, actually. There's some other fun ones, though. Oath of Druids, Glorybringer, Crucible if you have, like, Strip Mine and stuff. But, yeah, let's just take Git Probe. Okay, now we see what? Not much, honestly. There is a Kaito. I do like me some Demir Tempo decks. You could also take a Bolas's Citadel, maybe try to do some of that nonsense with like a Tinker. I don't know. I think a more consistent strategy is probably just to take the Kaido. I do like Esika's Chariot quite a bit too. This card's really strong, just like Army in a Can. And Sheoldred's Edict's okay removal. I was going to spec on a Kaido here. All right, now we get a Hollowed Fountain to help splash our swords. There's also Skull Clamp, which we currently have 0 creatures, unless, of course you count the Storm Chaser's talent, but yeah, so maybe that, not the pick there. There's also Fairy Mastermind and Get Lost, which are fine, but I'm just going to go ahead and take the fixing now. All right, what did we wheel? Oh no, did we not wheel the... Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I wheeled the Underworld Breach. I'm pretty sure it was in the opening pack. It was either there or in the next pack. We'll see. I'm just going to take a DAC, I suppose. Actually, maybe I take Spellbinder. We're already looking to be more blue-white base. We had the Hollowed Fountain. We had the swords. So, and Elite Spellbinder is a really nice, disruptive and aggressive creature, and evasive, and you can power it out early with a Mox Sapphire. Seems good. So we'll just go and take that. All right, I got a No More Lies on the wheel. So yeah, maybe we're not brain freezing, but I'm going to leave it. It can hang out. It's probably not going to happen. But yeah, now we're solidly in blue-white. We get a nice counter spell. So I like that. And now we get our choice of either Lion Sash or Guardian Scale Lord. I do like Flame of Anor, and then you do often end up with Wizards. This is a pretty good card to splash, but I'd rather just be a little bit more consistent. Take a Lion Sash here. It's not guaranteed we get the red fixing, and Lion Sash is a totally fine creature. Now I can take, Paradoxical Outcome, probably not. We're only going to have the Mox Sapphire most likely. Sarah Paragon is pretty nice. I think I'm going to spec on this Profts, though. We already have the Git Probes. We have ways to draw cards. We're in blue, so we're probably going to find more ways to draw cards. Okay, I'll spec on an Omnath, but probably not play it. Take a Sunfall. Sunfall's not bad. And Candelabra. Okay, so we are looking for more cheap creatures and more ways to draw cards. All right, what do we see in this pack? No power, but, there's just a Tundra. Probably a safe pick. Blue-white land. Now we have both of the fetchable duels, which is nice. Other than that, there's, not too much. Wings of Abandon, good removal. Phantasmal Image can be okay. It's better if you're enabling this yourself and you're not relying on what your opponent is doing. But, yeah. Anyway, Sing It a Stupor I like a lot. Land, that's a spell. But doesn't really beat just taking a solid dual land for our deck. And also, the more fixing we get, the more likely we can play Omnath. So, that's always a good time. All right, now what? Oh, look, there's a Sacred Foundry if we want to play Omnath. But, yeah, probably not for us. Okay, so there's a lot of good choices. Mana Tithe, Quantum Riddler, Ledger Shredder. So as much as I love Mana Tithe, I think this card is absolutely fantastic. This may not be the best pick for us here. I think I rather would take one of these blue, card draw spells, and they're going to go really nicely with our Profs and our Time Walk and whatnot. Which one do I want, though? Ledger Shredder or Quantum Riddler? I also kind of need more creatures overall. So, Quantum Riddler is just absolutely messed up card. Ledger Shredder is pretty good, too. I think... Which one has a higher chance of wheeling? I think the Ledger Shredder... They're both pretty strong. I don't know. I think I'm just going to take the Quantum Riddler. It's the new flashy card, right? Although, I do remember the good old days of Ledger Shredder. Streets of New Capenna was one of the first sets I came back to and started drafting a lot. And I remember my first draft, pack 1, pick 1ing it, went 3-0. It was a good time. All right. So now we see, well, you know what's better than 1 Time Walk? 2 Time Walks. I think I'll take the Spellseeker here. You can also spec on a Volcanic Island. Thassa's Oracle, if we were doing the Brain Freeze thing, which we could still technically do, but I don't think that's necessary. So I think I'm just going to go and take the Spell Seeker. I can probably wheel the Celestial Colonnade, which is another dual land that actually turns into a threat, which is good. Appa, I keep seeing this card, and I want it to do things, and then it just repeatedly doesn't do things. But, theoretically, it can be good for us with Elite Spellbinder and Quantum Riddler and Profs. Like, I get it, but, 4 mana? That's like infinite mana. I'm going to take Spellseeker. Okay, now I see a Giver of Runes, an Oculus, a Brazen Borrower, Smuggler's Copter. Lots of good choices here. I don't quite have enough creatures to enable the Smuggler's Copter. I mean, I technically have 5, right, with the Storm Chaser's talent. I'm not really filling the graveyard quite enough to warrant an Oculus. Maybe I can wheel it. So I think it's between Giver and Brazen Borrower. They're both pretty good options. Usually in these kind of situations, I sort of just default to the cheaper card. I mean, I know we have the Mox Sapphire, but I think this can be good to help protect some of our larger threats like Elite Spellbinder and Quantum Riddler. I do like Brazen Borrower, though, for its versatility and the fact that the Petty Theft is pretty relevant a lot of the time. I'm just going to take the Giver, though. Okay, well, we could take all the Time Walk effects. I mean, we have Time Warp, Time Walk. I don't know if that's optimal, but it's more fun, and that is important. However, maybe I should be taking a creature first. I don't know if Time Warp will wheel. We got Enduring Innocence, Glimmer Lens. Wan Shi Tong is very cool, but it is expensive. And I know I have a Mox, but it's not guaranteed to do things. Maybe I just want to take the Enduring Innocence. It's also a way to draw more cards, which is good with the Profs. I just took another cheap white creature. So, yeah, I actually think I'm going to take the Enduring Innocence. Hopefully we can wheel. It seems unlikely, either Wan Shi Tong, Glimmer Lens, or Time Warp. I highly doubt that's going to happen, but we'll see. Enduring Innocence seems pretty good. Aw, there's the Lion's Eye Diamond. If I knew that there was a possibility that I could get the Breach, then I might take this, but as it stands, I don't think we can, unfortunately. So for us, there's a Rafine's Tower, a Securitan Squadron, and a Loose Focus. Again, I'm kind of in the mood for more creatures to trigger Enduring Innocence, so I think I'm going to take the Squadron. You also need creatures to put your counters on with the Profs, and you also need creatures to actually kill your opponent. So yeah, I'm going to take the Squadron. Why do they keep going over here? Get over here. All right, I think I just probably take Plains with Upside here. There's a Wrath of God. Metamorph, it doesn't, well, I guess Metamorph copy a Quantum Riddler is kind of cool, but it doesn't. Again, it's one of those cards where you really need to help enable it yourself with really humongous big threats. You don't want to rely on your opponent for these kinds of things, because then this thing can just like sit in your hand, or I don't know, you copy a Lion Sash or a Spellbinder. I guess that's fine and all, but you're leaving up a lot to chance. And like if this is your only creature in hand and your opponent doesn't really play anything meaningful, it kind of just sits there. So, I mean, it's an okay pick, but yeah, Abandoned Air Temple is going to be fine. All right, man, Elspeth is a really messed up card, but I think in this kind of situation, we're so split on colors that just having 3 dual lands is going to just make our gameplay so much better, and now we can take anything we take, whether it's white or blue, is going to be so much easier to cast. And it doesn't matter if it's double blue pipped, white, blue, single white, single blue, whatever. Now our mana is going to be so much more consistent. So as powerful as Elspeth is, I'm going to take the Archive. Okay, I wheeled the Sink into Stupor. I do like that. Fimage wheeled, Thundering Falls wheeled, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and snap up the Sink. Mana Tithe wheeled, let's go. There's also a Ranger Captain, which is not bad, but right now it only grabs Giver of Runes, and I know I passed Ocelot Pride already, so I think a lot of the cheap white creatures, like we're going to have to really fight for them, so this has a very high likelihood of doing nothing, but Mana Tithe, that has a very high likelihood of doing many things. All right. Ooh, Celestial Colonnade Wheel, that's perfect. I do like a Horizon Canopy as well, but I think I'm just going to prioritize the fact that this is yet another dual land, which is very nice, and it also turns into a creature. All right, I'll take Lingering Souls. It's fine. If I find a random black source, which can totally happen, then I get to flash this back. All right. I think this was the pack where I was hoping to wheel something, and of course we get like the 3 bad cards back. I'll take Upheaval. Aw, Lion's Eye Diamond. I'm going to spec on the Stomping Ground. The Omnath Dream, it's here. I don't think that's going to actually happen. All right, what do we got? So there's, wow, this pack is not good for us. There's Flage, which is probably among the best cards in the pack. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Barrowgoyf is also really good. I think for me, it's between a Overlord and a Reprieve. I like the tempo aspect of Reprieve. It also draws cards. I mean, it's kind of unlikely you're going to draw cards with this in your main phase before you go to combat with profs, but yeah, maybe I can wheel the Overlord, because Overlord would be pretty good in this deck, but in the end of the day, it's like 4 mana for 2/2/1s, and that is good. Like, don't get me wrong, that's a good effect. It's just, I think with these kind of tempo strategies, it's nice to keep your opponent off balance and then follow it up with a big threat, because you don't need too much to win. You can win with an Elite Spellbinder and a couple counters on it with profs, for example. Do I have any red-white fixing? No. But yeah, anyway, Reprieve, get in the deck. Ooh, okay. So there's Jackrabbit and Mokdi. There's also a Daze. So we're definitely running into the problem where we don't quite have enough creatures. But remember, our creature count's always increased by 1. Daze is a very nice way to keep our opponents off balance, because you often tap out so much in Vintage Cube. So cards like Daze and Mana Tithe, because they're cheap, they have a really high likelihood of hitting. And it's absolutely devastating for your opponent. Like, imagine they go land, Black Lotus, Minsk and Boo, and you Daze, or you Mana Tithe. It's like you cast a Black Lotus, right? So I think I'm going to go ahead and take Daze. And of course, the Mox Sapphire helps us to have, like, you could play a 1-drop, and then, well, you can use Mox Sapphire to play, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, Daze is good. That's what I'm, that is what I'm trying to say. Maybe Jackrabbit or Mokdi Wheels, but yeah. Ooh, okay. We got Aang. Aang's cool. I like that. There is a Mana Vault, but I don't think Mana Vault's going to be amazing in this particular strategy. I think I would rather take a disruptive creature. So yeah, Aang kind of fits the bill. It can also airbend our stuff. It can't airbend like permanents, so it can't get a profs, but we could airbend our own Elite Spellbinder or our own Quantum Riddler. Like, if you have 5 mana, you could warp out a Quantum Riddler, and then you can Aang the Quantum Riddler. Of course, I don't know why you're not just hard casting a Quantum Riddler for 5 mana. Anyway, so there's a lot of there's a lot of versatility here. Pretty strong card. Aang's Iceberg, fitting, could be good as well. Otawara, I do like me another utility land, but I think Aang is going to be pretty nice in this strategy. Okay, now we see a lot of good options for us, actually. Path to Exile, Thraben Inspector, Teferi, Felia. Those are all pretty good. I think I just want to take a Thraben Inspector here. We already have the swords as a removal spell. We sort of have the Aang, which can sort of do the removal thing. And our counter spells can help with that too. Felia is a pretty messed up card, and you could play it on turn 1 fairly easily with a Mox. Also, Narset's not bad. I do like Teferi, though, because then you can untap 2 lands and hold up a Normalize or a Reprieve or a Daze or something like that. I think I'll just take the Thraben though. All right. Ooh, Wan Shi Tong seems perfect for this deck. So you can hold up all of your counter spells and then flash this in. And even if you do it on turn 2 when they crack a fetch and then you draw a card, I do like that. Other than that, Treasure Cruise is okay, but we already have Quantum Riddler and Profs to help draw some amount of cards. So I don't think the Treasure Cruise is necessary. It could wheel. Flicker Wisp is fine. Fine way to bounce permanents and bring them back. But yeah, Wan Shi Tong seems excellent here. All right. Ooh, Solitude. Solitude. Oh no, there's a Mother of Runes and a Memory Lapse. Wow, they just keep giving us the really good cards. Also, Katara Waterbending Master would not be bad in this deck whatsoever, because I think we're going to be playing a lot of spells on our opponent's turn. I think I can wheel this card though. So I think it's really just between a Solitude and a Mother of Runes. I think I'm slightly light on actual removal spells, so I'm going to go with the Solitude here. It's also free, which is very nice. Ooh, Teferi. This is such a good Teferi deck. Absolutely fantastic. Also a good Remand deck, but yeah, this is exactly the kind of deck that you want Teferi. Blue-white, tempo, awesome stuff. Okay, now we have the choice between a Prismatic Ending, Mana Leak, and a Jace. I do like Mana Leak, but I don't know. I already have a bunch of 2-mana plays, a bunch of 2-mana counter spells. Jace is old school, but it's a pretty sweet card. Can do some pretty messed up stuff. We don't have any fetch lands to go with. It's 0, but I mean, just having a repeatable Brainstorm is good. It's definitely between that and Mana Leak, I think. Prismatic Ending, we only have access to 2 colors, so it's not amazing. I don't know. I'm just going to take the Jace. It might not be correct, to be honest. Okay, cool. Wheel the Overlord. That's nice. Kind of exactly what I wanted to happen. And Mokti. Oh, Mokti and Jackrabbit wheeled. Excellent. I'm going to go and take the Mokti. It's a little bit more disruptive. And Aang's Iceberg to go with our Aang, I guess. But I don't know. It's an okay card. I'm going to sideboard it. Whoa, Path and Teferi wheeled? I mean, Path might be more winning, but I mean, come on. We're going to play both Teferis. That's awesome. Let's do it. Okay, Godless Shrine, I guess would have been nice. Oh, Godless Shrine. Wait. Now I can play Lingering Souls. Excellent. I mean, maybe I don't need to play it. I could end up just cutting it. I'm going to have to make some cuts here for sure. Speaking of which, what are my cuts going to be? So I have effectively... Ooh, Katara wheeled. I actually think I'll play that. I'm going to be playing a lot of cards during my opponent's turn. Anyway, so right now we can treat Sync and Mox as lands. So we have... What? This is 8, 5, 13. So I need to make 4 cuts. I think I can make 4 cuts. I think I can maybe side in the Lion Sash. I like having all these counter spells. Get Probe is nice. Just to kind of make your deck size smaller, essentially. It could be Lingering Souls, although Lingering Souls goes really nicely with, say, the... Where'd it go? The Enduring Innocence, which is a nice way to get card advantage. Okay, let's get these out of here for now. And our fixing's pretty good, so I'm not going to worry too much about color consideration. Where's the Sync? Okay, Sync's over here. All right, so now let's get this down to 23. So I'm just going to make 3 more cuts. How much am I actually drawing cards? Oh, wait a minute. With Jace? With Prophetic Memory and Jace and Quantum? Yeah. It's going to be pretty sweet. Overlord of the Mistmoors. Do I actually need it? I don't think so. I mean, I could use Lingering Souls as a little cheap token enabler. I do like this has a bunch of upside, but I don't know. It's fine. I think I can cut it. All right. So, yeah, the rest of these cards are really good, so I'm not sure what I want to cut necessarily. I could cut the Squadron. I know I'm going down on creatures, but I think with the fact that I have, it's not just creatures, right? I have these planeswalkers as threats too. Like, they're not threats in the sense that they actually kill the opponent, but they are in the sense that they will start to take over the board, and then the opponent has to spend resources to deal with them. And then meanwhile, you can flash in a couple of creatures while also interacting with your counter magic, your cheap counter spells, and your cheap removal. So yeah, I think Squadron's just, it's fine, but we don't have that many token generators. And by that, I think we just have Talent and Lingering Souls. So yeah, I think we're just gonna go with that. Last cut. Last cut. It doesn't have, it could just be Lingering Souls, to be honest. I like Spellseeker because it grabs Time Walk. I like all of the counter magic. I like the Katara. I think the Katara is actually really sweet. I don't really want to go down to 16, quote unquote 16 lands, because you could potentially. I don't know. Our deck's kind of chunky though, honestly, even with the Mox Sapphire. So I think one more cut is warranted. So let's see. What is our worst card? I like the Talent because it can buy back Time Walk. Reprieve Days. Is it just Aang? Aang's cool. It's a cool card. But I don't know. It's like, it does the Spell Queller type thing, which I guess can be good in this style of deck. It's good with the Katara. Who would have known the Avatar cards work well with each other? All right, we could just keep it. The Wan Shi Tong, the trifecta of Avatar cards in our wonderful Magic the Gathering game. Oh God, is it Jace? Nah, it can't be Jace. This is a tricky one. Maybe it's just Lingering Souls. I don't think I need it. How many ways do I have to trigger Enduring Innocence? How about we check that? We can go. So we have Aang, Wan Shi Tong, Mokdi, Katara, the Storm Chaser's Talent, Thraben Inspector. So like 6 if we don't have the Lingering Souls. I think it's okay. Maybe we just don't need it. And then we don't have to play the Godless Shrine, which not the end of the world or anything, but I think this seems like a little bit more of a solid base. And we can always bring in like maybe this package, the Overlord, Securitan Squadron, Lingering Souls package, if the matchup calls for it. Like if they just have a ton of planeswalkers and we just need to go super wide, we can maybe cut some of the counter spells. Like imagine we play against a ramp deck, right? And then Mana Tithe and Daze, while they are very good cards, they can be absolutely dead if your opponent just has like ramp.deck and then they just sit and rot in your hand. So you could just remove those and then bring in these, and then you can have that kind of angle of attack, I suppose. We also have the Lion Sash 2. So we've actually got some really nice sideboard options with this deck, but I think we're going to go with this for the main deck, and then we're just going to add some, plains and islands. Let me just make sure real quick. What do we have more of? So we'll sort by color. It's mostly blue. Makes sense. And yeah. So mana value. I think I'm just going to keep it relatively the same though. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, wait, hold on. Get this Godless Shrine out of there. Okay. So this is 5, 6 with the Synchronous Duper, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blue sources, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 white sources. That sounds excellent. Perfect. All right, deck looks sweet. See you for the games. All right, we're here for our first match against Ho Chain, and they told us good luck, so we will tell them good luck, have fun. And our hand, it's missing blue, but we do have a lot of blue sources, and we have this Mana Tithe Reprieve combo, and we have Solitude break in case of emergency kind of thing, so I think I can actually try this. Definitely risky, can easily just lose to certain draws, but we'll see. Okay. Oh my God, Mana Vault. Well, imagine if I was on the play. This game just basically over, right? Because I just counter their their mana vault, but alas. Ooh, Mox Sapphire, perfect. Okay, so we'll just go Mox Sapphire. Now I can hold up Mana Tithe and Reprieve. Not both, but you know. You could also play the profs there, but I don't really think there's much of a point. I really need to interact with what my opponent is doing. Like, they went turn 1 Mana Vault, right? So I need to anticipate that they're going to play something big, or attempt to. And the nice part about Mana Vault is that it stays tapped. So if even if I can't Mana Tithe something, if I just reprieve it back to hand, they probably can't play it anyway for a while because of the Mana Vault. So really want my opponent to play a 4-drop here, and they don't. Very sad. Okay, another Plains. I could play the profs, but now it's becoming increasingly unlikely that the Mana Tithe is actually going to do anything here. So I think I'm just going to hold up the reprieve, not try to risk it by playing a profs. I can do that next turn. Okay, what do we got? Renin 6. I think this is actually a good time to Mana Tithe, because then they have to tap their Mana Vault, which is totally fine. And then I reprieve it back to hand. Oh my god, that's a good combo. So yeah, let's Mana Tithe. So it's not like the, oh my god, crazy Mana Tithe kind of play, because they're probably just going to use this. Okay, pay for it. Now we reprieve it back to hand, and now that's just completely devastating. They lose their Mana Vault essentially, and they have to wait a turn for the Renin 6 again. Now I draw the island, so I can just slam a Jace and start upticking, or not upticking, but okay, let's just go Jace, and then they're gonna go Renin 6. I think I'm just gonna try to sculpt my hand a bit. All right, those are good cards. Let's just put the Plains on top. And then I have the Solitude in hand, again, in case of emergency. All right, so far this game is going pretty well. Next turn, I get to go profs into maybe something else. We'll see. Or Teferi. There's a lot of good options here. Okay, so they're just going to Renin 6, do the Renin 6 thing. That's fine. They still lost access to this Mana Vault. It's going to make this Normalize probably a little safer. Okay, what do we got? Sheoldred's Edict to make me sack my Jace. How incredibly rude. But that is going to happen, unfortunately. Okay, I know I'm drawing a bunch of Plains for turn, though. That's kind of rough. So 1, 2, 3, 4... All right, I think I'm just going to go Teferi and hold up Normalize. All right, just going to pass the turn here. So we're not killing our opponent or anything, but hopefully we can keep a good control on the game. And then eventually we can just, like, I don't know, slam a Solitude. It's not the best strategy, but it's a strategy. Also, we have like Teferi plus profs. We could put 2 counters on Solitude. There's a lot of stuff we can do. Now they're going to get blown out by a Normalize here. No, I'm going to Normalize it. They clearly have combos with this. Like maybe they were gonna slam a Zuran Orb or something. So yeah, I'd rather just get rid of that while I can. And they just keep on getting the freaking lands from graveyard. All right, so I could draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm just gonna keep upticking, and then I'm just gonna flash in a Solitude on whatever they play. And then next turn, try to set up a good profs. This gets really awkward though if my opponent does not play a creature here. So I really need my opponent to play some kind of big dummy, so that way I can get good value off of the Solitude and then start pressuring the Renin 6. Or just pressuring their life total. Depends. Demonic Tutor, that's terrifying. Not much I can do about that. All right, I need them to play something big in Vampire Hexmage. Oh, to get rid of my Teferi. Yikes. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, and they have the Dark Depths combo. Huh. Okay. Well, I am now forced to hold up Solitude. Even more now. They just have the combo. Ooh, Time Walk. Time Walk's cool. So I can... What can I do here? All right. I mean, I can go with the Time Walk and Profs combo. I could always Teferi downtick on my Mox just to draw. It's gonna be like a really sad Time Walk, but I guess it's not terrible. Let's draw a card. Let's see if we can do stuff. I could also force them to pop this, but then I don't draw a card, so nah. I'm just gonna do this. Basically ramping myself, which is nice. I have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Not bad. I don't know what my opponent's thinking about doing. Ooh, Wan Shi Tong. That is so sick. Wait a minute. Okay. So now I can go Time Walk. Okay. I see what we're going to do here. I like where this is going. Plains, Mox Sapphire. I think... Oh, I can't go Profs, Oh, wait, yes, I can. I can go Profs, Time Walk, and Wan Shi Tong. Just set up an extremely large bird. I think I like that. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's completely fine. Or I could just go Time Walk here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I draw 2 cards. It's like the same amount of cards, except Profs. Then I just have an active Profs online. So yeah, let's go ahead and draw a card first. Swords to Plowshares. Now we just ultimate check this Dark Depths. Crazy. Let's go Time Walk. Okay, and then a Wan Shi Tong. We don't get the cool value off of the Wan Shi Tong, like, fetching or whatever. But, if opponent wants to go Renin 6 into the Prismatic Vista again, like, I don't know, that's pretty good. Okay, we're going to draw some card, or draw a card, all right? And then we're going to go to combat, put a counter here. Okay, nice. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and pass the turn to ourselves. All right, great. All right, let's uptick this now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's shock. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go Teferi. Uptick. Yeah, let's just draw. I just want to make this bird even bigger. Ooh, Quantum Riddler. Oh, man. That's so sweet. All right, let's go to combat. Put counter on the bird. Attempt to attack down the Renin 6. They're going to... Oh, okay, they're not going to protect it. Okay, I understand. I get it. Yeah, you don't have to do that. All right. I'm just going to go to end step here. Actually, I could just draw a couple of cards. Or draw one card. I could draw one card and then I untap 2 lands. Or I could just get in the Solitude. It's okay. I'll just wait. I'll just untap 2 lands. It's fine. Okay, they're going to remove all the counters from the Dark Depths. That's totally fine. Not a big deal. Like, I really don't care. The only problem now is that they're going to gain 20 life. And then it's just going to make it a little bit slower for me to win the game, but I think I'm still in a pretty nice position. And I don't really see a way that they can punish me too hard here. Okay, they're going to snuff out the Wan Shi Tong. That's fine. Okay, so here comes the Merit Lage. They think that they can kill me. However, Solitude. So we get in there with Solitude. And then what's really nice is now we get to pressure our opponent. Like, yes, they gain 20 life and they go to 29, but we're about to draw a lot of cards with like Teferi and Quantum Riddler. So I think that we can actually race them pretty well. If they kill Solitude, though, that is a little bit of a problem, but not that much of a problem. I just hardcast a Quantum Riddler. It's like not a big deal. What do you got? And even if they kill Solitude, I just have 2 active Planeswalkers. So, yes, I do need to kill my opponent, but my opponent's not winning this game. I am only losing this game by decking, I think is the problem. That's like the only way I lose, right? All right, so they have 2 random cards, so not sure what they are. Okay. Spellseeker can not grab what I'm looking for. So let's just draw a lot of cards. So let's Swords to Plowshares the Spyro. And then let's warp out a Quantum Riddler. Draw 2 cards. Storm Chaser's Talent to buy back Time Walk sounds great. So let's do Island, Storm Chaser's Talent, make a guy. Let's draw 2 cards with Teferi. Oh, get Probe. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's take a look at their hand. What they got? We see Kolaghan's Command and an Ice Till Explorer. So Ice Till is a little annoying with the Dark Depths. They don't currently have a way to get that going, so I think we're like totally fine. I'm just gonna do this. There's a Daze, that's kind of cool. Do I want to do anything? I could rebuy the Time Walk now, but I guess I'll hold up a Sink into Stupor and just tempo them even more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Oh wait, I get to untap 2 lands, so I could just buy back. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna buy back the Time Walk, and I'm 1 mana short to play it, but that's okay. And then I will go to end step and untap 2 lands and hold up Sink. All right, cool. I think we just win the game next turn. I don't even know how many cards I've drawn. Oh, 6? Yeah, that seems pretty good. Let's attack with the Solitude. Oh, I'm having a great time. I love these times where it's like I can take a bunch of game actions and I don't even know if what I'm doing is exactly optimal, and it just absolutely does not matter because there is no way I can possibly lose this game. And it's like a zero-sum game, right? My opponent must be miserable right now, but I'm having all the fun. Like, look, they just get to do this. They're going to cry. Oh, man. And now they only have 2 mana left. All right, they're definitely conceding here, right? They're not conceding. Hey, props to you, man. Props to you. All right, let's just do the things. I need to make sure I win the game next turn, which I'm pretty sure I can do. So we'll do this. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Go Aang. There is no way. Oh, whoops. I forgot I can't do the profs. Yeah, I probably didn't need to do that. Oops. My bad. Let's just go Spellseeker. All right, now they conceded. All right. I accidentally showed them an Aang. Didn't have to do that. I thought I could bounce my profs. I even talked about it earlier, how like, oh, you can't do that. So, whoops. All right. So anyway, that was cool. Let's do it again. I don't think I need to make any changes. I think I'm fine. Oh, actually, they are ramping a lot. Maybe I could have gotten rid of the Mana Tithe. I mean, Mana Tithe can be okay. It's... All right. This hand's not keepable, unfortunately. If I knew that I was going to draw exactly an island, I could try, but I'm just going to mulligan. It has to be an island, too, like a basic island, which is kind of bad. All right. This hand looks good. This hand looks pretty good. So I will keep... I think I'll put back the Wan Shi Tong. So I can hold up a No More Lies on turn 1, and then I can start Quantum Riddlering. Okay, now I have a guaranteed to Fairy next turn as well. So yeah, I could warp the Quantum Riddler here, but I'd rather just hold up a No More Lies. Okay, they're just going to force cycle. That's fine. All right, the ideal is they go land, Mana Vault. You know what? I'm going to let them have it. I'm going to let them have it. It's totally fine. I don't care. Like, you want to play your big threat? Go ahead. Go ahead. Play your big threat. I dare you. Maybe I should have no more lies it. I got a little confident there, and now my opponent is probably just going to play around stuff. So it's fine. I have the swords as backup. It's all good. Ideally, I'm able to, if I could use like Solitude, Normalize, and Swords in the same turn, then I can, I could get the Quantum Riddler Warp and draw 2 cards. So, okay, Collective Brutality. Reveal their hand, they choose an instant sorcery. I don't like that. I will normalize this because either they pay it or they just let it happen. Okay, yeah, they're just going to let it happen. Okay, everything's fine. It's not a big deal. Another land. So I'm just going to go for a Teferi here. I think I was supposed to counter the Mana Vault. I got a little too excited. All right. I can bounce my Mock Sapphire and then go Quantum Riddler. Sure. We're having a good time. All right, and Quantum Riddler. And I really need another blue source. Oh God, I just can't find the blue source here because I really want to be able to, you know, draw into a Quantum Riddler, or like hard cast it. I mean. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, we're in some amount of trouble here. Well, actually, wait. No, they're a Dark Depths deck. We have the 2 answers in our hand. Everything's fine. It's not a big deal. Because now they'll get 1/2 of the combo, and then they'll play the other half, or something. Bristly Bill. All right, that's not a problem. I can kill that. Ooh, Teferi. Teferi's nice. All right, let's untap. Or not untap, but, you know. I mean, I could just, like, Solitude this thing, but I would rather try to get a little bit of card advantage going. So draw. All right, and then I'll just untap a couple lands. And then I'm going to let them go crazy with Bristly Bill first, try to expend their resources, then I Swords it. I mean, yes, it does gain them a little bit more life, but I think I'm okay with that. Like, I would rather have them commit. Because, I don't know, maybe they're going to play lands ahead of schedule, and then, okay, so they go Thespian Stage. All right, let's Swords this. So this could have been bait. I mean, they did have a Demonic Tutor. So it's possible that their next turn is just Dark Depths, which is fine. I can totally do that because remember, we have Solitude. Okay, they're going to Thespian Stage, copy Overgrown Tomb. Sure. That's fine. And they just concede the game. Wonderful. I'm not sure what my opponent had going on, but I mean, yeah, I got both Teferis. Look at them. Oh, so good. Excellent. This deck is so cool. All right, see you for the next. All right, we are here for round 2 against Icy Knight 572, which makes me wonder if there are 571 other Icy Knights. Anyway, this hand looks great. I'm going to keep. I can't hold up Mana Tithe on 1, but I can just go ahead and start off with a Celestial Colonnade, and then next turn I can, now I can play an Elite Spellbinder, or I can go Warp Quantum Riddler, hold up Mana Tithe. So there's a lot of stuff that we can do here. All right, so my opponent has Island Mountain Pass, so I think what I'm going to do is Let's go Plains Mox. I think I'm going to do what I said earlier. I'm just going to warp out a Quantum Riddler, and then if they have a counter spell, I have a Mana Tithe. Okay, so we're just going to let this happen, and then we'll pass the turn. So now most of the premium threats in the cube are 3 mana, so it seems likely my opponent's going to go land, play a 3-drop, or play a Dragon's Rage Channeler. That's also something. Ooh, they're just playing around my counter magic. I'm not a fan of that. All right. Let's just go to our turn. All right, so now I could hold up a Wan Chi Tong, or I can go Elite Spellbinder holding up Mana Tithe. It seems like my opponent has a 2-mana counterspell, so I think I like that plan a bit better. And then the longer I can wait on the Wan Chi Tong, the better. Okay, Elite Spellbinder just resolves. Okay, wow, so opponent has Snappy, Through the Breach, Spears. Their hand is not great. I'm just going to take the Spears, I'm going to take the Through the Breach, make that cost more. So now I'm just free to cast my creatures, and then my opponent's hand doesn't actually accomplish anything. So that's good. All right, they're going to play the island. And then, yeah, I guess they get a free attack, which, I mean, that really does not matter in the slightest. My opponent's hand is Snappy, Spell Pierce, and a bunch of nothing. All right, so now, ooh, all right, Bandit Air Temple's not bad, so I'll just go, I'll play the island first, I guess. Let's attack. Okay, and then instead of playing the Quantum Riddler, I'm just going to go with the Wan Chi Tong. Because I also get to hold up my No More Lies in case they play something ridiculous. All right. Urza Saga from the opponent. That can find, I don't know, just ramp, I guess. And I really don't care about the constructs, so that didn't really do much. All right. Hopefully they didn't draw a counter spell. I'm just going to go for Wan Chi Tong for 3. Let's see if they have a removal spell or something. Oh, Remand. Unfortunate. So now they can go Snap Remand. Yeah, not much we can do there. That's fine. Ooh, Storm Chaser's Talent's pretty good. All right, let's go Bandit Air Temple, and then I'll attack them first. Okay, we're approaching the point where the counterspell or the Mana Tithe is not going to do too much, so I'm just going to go for Storm Chaser's Talent to play around their Spell Pierce. I mean, they could technically go Spears and then Snap Spears. That sounds bad. Anyway, that, and then I am just going to go ahead and slam the Quantum Riddler here. And I'm still holding up a Solitude as well in case anything weird happens. If anything, this Mana Tithe is probably going to get pitched to Solitude. That's another upside of Mana Tithe. It's a white card. All right, again, their Urza Saga is ticking up, but it doesn't really matter. So what are these constructs going to do? Okay, they're making a construct main phase. Frantic Search. Oh, Frantic Search Urza Saga. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool interaction. So now they get to untap their Urza Saga, make another construct. I mean, it doesn't matter in the slightest in this game, but I think that's cool. It's definitely something. So they're going to do all that and then hold up Saga activation and then a Spell Pierce. No, they're going to discard Spell Pierce as well as a Trinket Mage. So we know that that's gone. I'm pretty sure they've played this mountain. So their hand is Snappy and Unknown. They're still holding up Snap Pierce. So, again, I just don't think anything matters. Like, I could just start Abandoned Air Templing them. That could honestly be the move, because then I don't increase the clock, though, so that doesn't seem necessary. They're going to go, like, what? Snap, Frantic Search, I guess? All right, I'm just going to attack. Attack with these. I could attack with the Otter, but that doesn't really accomplish much. And then they can't block. I mean, these things are flying. So they're still dead in 2 turns. If I were to use the Abandoned Air Temple, I would get in for 9 instead. They go to 5. And then I guess that makes the Quantum Riddler lethal next turn. But I'd rather just hold up all of my mana in case of something weird. Okay, they're going to consult here. That's fine. Don't really care. And if they're trying to find a big payoff for their Through the Breach, but I mean, they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're only going to have likely 7 mana next turn, so I'm going to have Mana Tithe and No More Lies to counter whatever's going on. So I don't really feel worried in the slightest. I mean, I just have complete control of this game. Like, I don't really know what my opponent can do here. So it's going to be pretty telling. I think they're going to have to... They can't make a construct. Yeah, they have to float mana. I assume they're going to get, I don't know, like maybe a Soul Ring. Okay, they also have a Mox Sapphire. That's cool. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they can technically play around the Mana Tithe with Through the Breach. But I don't know. It just, nothing matters from what the opponent is doing. All right. Ooh, Jace the Mind Sculptor. I am not a fan of that. Okay, how can I do this? So that's going to decrease my clock because what I want to do now is I just want to hit them for lethal. So if I go No More Lies on the Jace, then they're going to go Snap, Remand, and then I just Mana Tithe that. Or actually, wait. No. If I go No More Lies, they just pay for it. And I can't go No More Lies plus Mana Tithe, and they just pay for that. But then they're forced to downtick. I guess I just let this happen. And then I'm going to flash in a Wan Shi Tong. Okay, they're going to bounce the Quantum Riddler to hand. I mean, that's fine. Okay, so we're probably not... Wait, I can still win next turn. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to take this damage. And then I'm going to flash in the Wan Shi Tong. And yeah, this is good. I'm going to flash in the Wan Shi Tong for X is 3. And then this will present lethal next turn. Now they're kind of forced to go Snappy into Remand. Unless they drew another counterspell, which you can't play around everything. But their hand is Snapcaster Mage and Unknown, so it seems unlikely. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll go to my turn. Right. I still don't really know what's going on. I'm going to play land 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could just make the Celestial Colonnade a creature, actually, and then still hold up. 2, 3, 4, 5. I can still hold up not both Mana Tithe and No More Lies. I'm trying to think what my opponent could have. They can go Snappy into... Yeah, they don't even have anything that they can do. It'd be like Snap Consult. That doesn't do it. So I'm pretty sure if I just hold up both No More Lies and Mana Tithe, I should be fine. I think for good measure, in case they have some sort of flash creature, I'll just play Mokti first. And now if they have some sort of flash flying blocker, it comes in tapped. So I don't know. I just feel like nothing can possibly interact with this. Okay. Sink into Stupor on the Wan Shi Tong. I'll let the Darcy resolve. Okay, and then I just No More Lies this. And that's it. All right, cool. I don't know what I was afraid of there, but yeah, I definitely had that game under control. Okay, so any changes? Honestly, not really. I mean, I know I have this whole package of the Overlord and Lingering Souls and whatnot, but it just doesn't seem necessary for this particular matchup. So I think I'm just going to leave it the same. By the way, it's been a little bit of time between both matches now. Had to go pick up my car. Got a random little screw in there. That's all. What kind of lame. I was hoping to RCQ today, and then that happened last night, and so then I had to bring it in the morning, and then of course when I called last night, you can't make an appointment, and then you have to wait for like 3 hours. So yeah, that was just not happening. But it's okay. It's a nice cozy Sunday. Get to cube a little bit, wait for my opponent to accept their deck list or whatever. It's a good time. Get to play some blue white. What could go wrong? Oh my god, this hand's great. It just needs some lands. But we have Archive and Time Walk to find lands anyway. Yeah, this is fantastic. All right. Tap land. Looks like we're both going to start on tap lands most likely. Days. Ooh, I like days. All right, just in case. All right, definitely going to bin that. I would basically bin literally anything that's not a land. So I have days in case of emergency. That's fine. You can Git probe. So I hate how Git probe, you don't get to see like the reveal cards or whatever, but now I need to know that my opponent is aware of everything going on in my hand. So they'll know about days and they can play around it, which is a little annoying, but overall it should be okay. You can have your Snapcaster Mage. I really don't care. You also, can you? Yeah, okay, because they can flash this back because it is the mana cost is the Phyrexian mana, which is weird because sometimes it's not like that. Ooh, Katara. I like that. I like that quite a bit. And then we could start setting up for... I don't have too many instant speed spells, but for example, if I end up dazing something, this will get a counter. And then every time this attacks, I'll get to loot, which is pretty nice. All right. And I drew a land for turn, which is good. So let's see. They can make a 1/1, which is not great. I'm supposed to play a tap land. I could play the Time Walk now, but maybe I would rather get the mock. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try to take an extra turn here. Just try to accelerate. Hopefully, I draw a land next turn. This could be Spears. Nope, no Spears. All right, go to my turn, and ooh, Git Probe is nice. So I think I'm gonna start off with that. Okay, show me your secrets, and also please let me draw a land. Okay, what do we got? We've got Lose Focus, Sync, Discharge, Jace, Thunder Trap, Spears. So they have some interaction spells. I drew the land, which is good. So Lose Focus is kind of annoying. This only count. They can replicate this once, so they can counter something unless I pay 4, which I don't really like too much. So it's going to be difficult to go to Fairy plus Days. I guess what I can do is I can attack first. No. You know what? No. This is better as a blocker. So let's do this. Let's start with a Mock D. So now, if they want to counter this, they have to tap out. Okay, and then I'm just going to play a Giver. So I'm going to try to light my opponent's mana on fire. Okay, they're just going to make a construct. So the constructs don't matter that much, to be honest. Okay, so they're tapping out, which is good. I mean, they do get a big construct token, which is fine, but everything they have is tapped now. So I should just be able to... Actually, this is great. I can just go to Fairy, bounce the construct, draw a card. They don't have good attacks here. I mean, okay, they have one good attack. I could double block it. Actually, one. Then I'd give up my Mock D. I don't think I like that very much. Do I? Let me think. We're gonna go Thunder Trap or Jace next turn. Yeah, maybe the Machni's not gonna do that much, so maybe I just take away their board presence. And then they have to make the choice, right? So I think we just do this. And they can just choose whichever one they want to get rid of. And I think either one's fine for me. I can see them getting rid of the Machni since it actually hits their life total, but I don't know. They have removal spells, so I think I'd rather just take away my opponent's board presence. Like, I'm going to go to Fairy. All right, they get rid of Giver. That's fine. And go to our turn. Okay, so let's go for Teferi first. And then we'll kill the construct. Nice. Drew the land. Excellent. And then I'll just hit him with the Machni. That's fine. And then I'll keep Katara back for now, but almost assuredly we're going to get to Daze or No More Lies something. Okay, opponent found the mountain, unfortunately. Discharge on Katara. Not cool. I'll allow it. And then unfortunately that means they can take care of my Teferi, which I don't really like. Alright, Teferi down. They can try to play around Daze, but I have the No More Lies, which they don't know about. Okay, Thunder Trap Trainer. I mean, they have the Loose Focus and the Spears. I could make them use one of them. But for the moment, the Thunder Trap Trainer is not doing that much, so I'm just going to let this happen. They find a Jace Wielder of Mysteries. That's going to get their Sheldock Isle online. That's pretty bad. Okay. Profs is a nice draw. Let's go with that. Okay. Draw a card. Nice. Land. The Loose Focus. Actually, I can go Loose Focus and then Daze. Enduring Innocence to bait their Loose Focus and then Daze that, because I'm not getting that much value out of that. I guess I can go to combat first, because I'm not going to be drawing any cards. Cool. And then I'll just smack them for 3. Yeah, I'm like never getting more usage out of these counters. Like, I'm not going to be able to resolve this No More Lies most likely. So I'm just going to slam the Enduring Innocence, and then they're going to maybe lose focus. Nope, I guess not. Okay. Also, they probably have determined that the Enduring Innocence actually doesn't do too much here. This is the problem with these counter spells sometimes, is they'll just sit and rot in your hand and like they're not doing anything at the moment, and now my opponent just has all of these bombs that they could play. I guess that discharge is gone. So they still have a Spears Lose Focus as interaction, and then both Jaces as threats. So this is going to be tough. This is going to be a tough one. Okay, opponent's going Jace the Mind Sculptor. I can't do anything about that. They're going to return Machni. I'm cool with that. Totally fine. Not a big deal. Sure. Okay. Okay, solid. All right, and draw card. Okay, nice. Land was actually a pretty good draw. So, yeah, let's do this. So let's go land, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll turn this into a flyer. Go to combat. Attack down the Jace. Jace down. Perfect. And then main phase 2, we're just going to play out the Machni again. And then they can't counter it. I draw a card. There's a Mana Tithe, which we now have all of the counter spells in hand, which I think will be good next turn. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't have done that in the other order because I did need to hit the Jace down, so I couldn't get my Prof's counter. There's a DAC. I mean, it doesn't do anything, right? So it gets their Shelldock Isle on gets their Shelldock Isle online, which is not cool. So that could be a problem. I'm kind of curious what they're going to discard off of the deck. They might get rid of their counter spells. Maybe they're gonna think they're not as effective anymore. But then I'm able to just like slam a Daze. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Opponent has 7 cards in hand, so they have a lot of different choices that they can do. Okay, they discard Darcy and a Bauble. So their hand is still known. Lose Focus, Spell Pierce, and Jace. All right, so now I have to be very careful because they have access to this Shelldock Isle, but I have the Daze in hand, so they're probably not going to be able to cast whatever it is they have. Let's see. I could abandon Air Temple 1, 2, 3, 4, but that doesn't seem great. It's probably just repeat play pattern here. We can just, let's just animate again. And then we're going to use the Celestial Colonnade to kill the Dak. This thing's like the Planeswalker killer, man. That's crazy. And then we'll attack them. We'll leave this back. It can hang out. Okay, perfect. They just can't do anything. Yeah, that's nice. And then I get to hold up Normalize and Daze. So it seems pretty unlikely that they're going to get to do stuff. Do I care about this Consult? Actually, wait, no. We're going to Mana Tithe this Consult. Perfect. So now I still get to hold up Daze. Oh, yeah. That was great. Well, now I'm not, never mind. Now I'm not holding up the Normalize anymore. Okay, you know what? I got a little excited. Got a little excited that there was a Mana Tithe target, but that's okay. I obviously was, God dang it, I was supposed to Daze. Man. Yeah, that was bad. That was just a bad play. Okay. I mean, they have a Jason play. I don't really care that much. I don't think. They just have Loose Focus and Spears in hand. Yeah. No. I was 100% supposed to Daze that and just bounce like this island, and then I was still holding up the No More Lies so that they can't play the Jace. So, yeah. I guess they have Spears. I don't know. That could have been better. All right. And go to our turn. I mean, I can just keep attacking the Jace. It doesn't... I can just keep like killing all of their Planeswalkers. If I go Celestial Colony plus Mokti at them, they'll probably die on the following turn. But honestly, like, I like the idea of just repeatedly killing their Planeswalkers, because that seems to be the way that they get back into the game. And if I just take those away, there's not too much they can do. All right. And I'll just say go. They still have access to this Shelldock Isle, which is not great. They have, again, they still have the Spears and Loose Focus for my No More Lies. Okay. All right. Now it might be a slow burn sort of thing. I can hold up the Solitude. Thraben Inspector. That's pretty good. So let's just go for an attack with the Mokti. See what opponent's got. I mean, okay, Unholy Heat on that's fine. All right, let's go Thraben Inspector. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I get to draw a card with the Enduring Innocence, which I totally forgot about. Tishana's Tidebinder. Do I normalize this? I might. I think I will, actually. I'll normalize. And then they can't stop this with their current counterspell suite. And then I'm still holding up Solitude, which is good. All right, so we'll investigate. I'll draw a card. Spellbinder. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, let's go Spellbinder. Let's see what you got going on. Show me your secrets. It also gives me another flying threat. And then we're still I think this Daze has effectively shut off this Shelldog Isle for like 3 turns. It's like the silent killer, you know? They just concede. What? Okay, I think opponent just got too lost in the sauce. This is probably just like a nothing. And then they've just had these counter spells rotting in their hand. So, I mean, our counter spells sort of rot in our hand, but we were also able to back it up with just some solid, like, not even that solid, just like some creatures and stuff. And then that was the difference. My opponent did a whole lot of nothing. I did a whole lot of nothing, but also a little bit of something. And that's the secret. All right, on to the finals. All right, we're here for the finals against Craig Puncher. Good thing my name's not Craig. I will go first. And, nope. Oh, man, this hand's close. You know, just 1 land short. But gonna mull. And, okay. So, I know what you're thinking. However, we have Surveil and the Git Probe. So, I think I like that. I will go ahead and keep this. I'll just throw back a Plains. I'm gonna Surveil then draw, I think. Do I want to? It's like the draw and then Surveil, or the Surveil then draw. I think I'm gonna Surveil first and then just try to put a land into the graveyard. And of course, if I'm happy to keep it, oh yeah, I'm happy to keep that. Yeah, put that on top, and then let's just Git Probe them now. I want to see what's going on in their hand. We draw to Fairy. Okay, we're playing against some kind of Jund mid-range deck. Unfortunately, this Wasteland is going to be rough. And they have the nice combo of Exploration so they can continue to develop their mana. Yep, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. I don't currently see a way for them to actually get the Wasteland back, but I think to be on the safe side, I should play out my basics. And luckily, I just drew a 1-drop, which is nice. So I get to go Storm Chaser's Talent. They can kill it eventually, but we should be okay here. I am a little bit worried. This Badgermole Cub's going to take over the game. The Kolagon's Command can be a nice 2-for-1 for them. And if they ever find a way to get back that Wasteland, it's going to be hard for me to develop my mana. So, not the biggest fan of what's going on. The Katara is currently not doing anything. Maybe I can find a Daze next turn, and then I'm able to go Katara and then hold up a Daze and then get the counter. We'll see. We'll see if like Teferi's enough, you know. That could be an issue. Okay, so they play out both of their lands. They're just going to go Badgermole? Sure. So they have Kolagon's Command, 2 unknowns, but now they have 4 mana that they can use. So things are looking a little rough. We need to find an answer. There's another land. So let's just go for Katara pass. Katara has a 1/3 body, can at least protect us for a little bit, or maybe bait out the Kolagon's Command if they, want to attack. So not horrible at the moment. And then next turn, maybe Teferi can do stuff. Or, maybe not. We'll see. Oh my god, that's an Ouroboros. Wow, it's like we're playing standard. That is that is so scary. Oh boy. All right, that's pretty good, but it doesn't seem like my opponent has any lands. So let's see if we can do something about this. I guess I just have to Teferi, bounce the Ouroboros, try to slow them down a bit, but I mean, this is not looking great. If I can find a Daze, no, I didn't find a Daze. I think I just have to hold back and protect Teferi, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Again, not looking great, but at least if they don't find a land, right, then they just do the exact same thing and they tap out for Ouroboros again, gives me an opportunity to try to find another answer. because they can only attack with the one Badger Mole, and I can just block with the Otter. Look, it's not great, okay, but you never know. You never know what we can draw off the top. Hopefully, it would have to be something crazy. It'd have to be like Time Walk into other things. Okay, what do we got? There's Ouroboros. Yes, he's back. The art on this card is so super, super cool, by the way. It's like coming through the clouds. All right, anyway, let's block the Badger Mole, Cub. Man, these standard cards are ridiculous. Oh, there's a Swords. Okay, nice. So let's uptick, and then, and just everything kind of sucks though, to be honest. All right, play tap land, play a Mach D, and then we're gonna use the Swords on their turn. I have to use it on the Ouroboros, unfortunately, or their board just goes absolutely out of control. They have this Kolaghan's Command. This is a really, really rough uphill battle, but at least we get to have the counter on Katara. So yeah. It's something. I think Teferi's gonna die though, unfortunately. I'll wait till they're about to go to combat before I fire off the Swords. Maybe they make some gameplay decisions. But yeah, this card's just nuts. Like maybe they'll play out a couple of creatures. Nope. Okay, they're just gonna go right to combat. That makes sense. Let's just kill the Ouroboros now. Get a counter. I don't think I can afford to protect Teferi here if they just attack with both. Man, all of this just to get beat by Badger Mole Cub plus Ouroboros. All of this to get beaten by a standard deck. Okay. I assume they're both coming at Teferi, right? Yeah. I think I just let this go. I'll keep my creatures. Okay, Teferi down, unfortunately. And the One Ring. Oh, no. Well, it comes in tapped at least, but... Oh, snap. Wait. Quantum Riddler alert. That's pretty good. So let's go for that to start. That is an excellent draw. This can help me get back. Get to draw 2 cards. And if I could somehow... Oh, that's nice. Wait a minute. Because now I can go Katara, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. So, how do I want to do this? I can go Solitude away the Badger Mole Cub. And then, yeah, so let's do that. Solitude away Badger Mole Cub. And I don't need to play the land yet, because I already have the 1 card in hand. So just in case I draw 2 bangers. All right, let's attack. Trigger, I draw a card, but actually I draw 2 because of Quantum Riddler, so yes. God. Oh, it's bad. But it's fine. It's fine. We're okay. Actually, we can rebuy Swords to Plowshares. So it's actually not bad. I think I'll get rid of the island. Okay. So they take no damage because they have protection from everything. Now we go Plains, Mox, and I'm able to rebuy my Swords to Plowshares to deal with their next big threat, and then I have all their stuff. Unfortunately, I can't cast the Swords this turn. I can't get another counter on the Katara. That would go super hard, but I'm looking a lot better. The problem is they have a 1 ring, and that's really bad. But I have a Quantum Riddler. So if there was ever a chance for me to come back in this game, this is it. I just have to hope the rest of my opponent's deck isn't as busted as their start was. All I know is they have a Kolaghan's Command, which they can use to kill my Mach D, which I don't like. To be completely honest, if I draw a land for turn, I may just level up Storm Chaser's talent and then on their turn sword something, and then I get another experience counter and I make an otter. That's totally possible. Or I just play Quantum Riddler. I don't know. There's a lot of choices here. They're tapping their swamp, so they're opting not to hit me. I have no idea what's coming. Oh god, they're tapping a lot of mana. Unless this is just Kolagon's command. Oh, it could be Kolagon's command to make me discard swords and kill Makti. I think that's respectable. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's all right. But I kind of forced that out of their hand. So now I can just do the Quantum Riddler thing. Ooh, reprieve? That's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's start off with Quantum Riddler, draw 2 cards. Oh my god, that's so good. All right, Prophecydetic Memory. Nice. Draw 2. Put all the counters on Katara. I've drawn 4 extra cards this turn. Incredible. Get in there, Katara. Oh, yeah, I'll draw a card. And then I'll just discard a I'll discard a land. Yeah. All right, that was sweet. That was a really cool turn. I'm keeping up with the card advantage, but One Ring is just such a bonkers messed up card, though. Imagine if I had that. Ooh, that'd be really something. I might deck out, though. Okay. I mean, there are so many good Jund cards my opponent can play that can just, like, invalidate the game. Minskin Boo could be pretty good here. Just straight up removal spells. Like, the damage-based ones we're actually okay against because we have just, like, giant creatures now. But, Ursine Monstrosity. This card's so good. It can easily kill me. But luckily they only have 2 card types, so it's only going to be attacking as a 5/5 next turn. What? Okay. Lightning Bolt Alert. I don't think I can. So what? We take this, we go to 12, and then we take... God. If they have the Lightning Bolt... I think I don't do anything here. Because if they have the Lightning Bolt, which it seems like they do, then... I don't want to lose my Quantum Riddler. It presents a real clock in the air. Okay. So, is there any way I can empty out my hand? Not really. So what's the move here? We can get in with the Celestial Colonnade. I'm just worried that we might die to their onslaught. Plus, it seems like they have a Lightning Bolt in hand, right? So what can I do? I think play land always. I wish I could draw a card. Well, I could draw a card with Thraben Inspector, but then we lose 3 mana, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to animate the Colonnade. So, let's see. We go 9 plus 4 is 13, 14, 15. Like, I'm just trying to see if I can force them to block, which it doesn't seem like I can. So what might be better, actually, like we ignore the Colonnade thing, it can just be maybe another blocker. Or we could just hold up Reprieve and Nomoralize forever. I think this is the plan. So let's go for Thraben Inspector. We'll draw a card. And unfortunately, we can't draw 2 cards. Okay. Let's draw with let's draw like this. Oh, never mind. Everything I said is just, okay, perfect. Let's just time walk. It's over. We win the game. Oh, man. All right, put the counter on the Quantum Riddler, and then I'll attack with both. Like, I'm pretty sure I win the game. I don't see how I don't. Yes. Oh, Wan Shi Tong? All right, let's just get rid of Reprieve here. I guess it doesn't matter. Like, we're just gonna win. So we do that. They are kind of forced to block. Okay, and then I'll just flash in the Wanshi Tong. So, do I win? I'm pretty sure I win, right? I get to draw 2 cards. That's actually nice because now I get to draw 2 cards for my extra turn, which puts another Prof's counter. There's a Spell Seeker. I forget what I could get with Spell Seeker. Okay, let's do this. Wait, can I still activate? 5, 6, 7, 11? 11, 12, 13. That's not enough. Wait, 5, 6, 7, 11. Oh, with the Prof's counter. Right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we should be fine here. What else can I grab off the Spell Seeker? Let's animate this. Wait, hold on. Let me double check. Let me double check what I have left in the deck. I have the Git Probe's already gone. Swords is gone. I don't actually have much. I can get like a Daze. So I might as well do that so I can draw 2 more cards off of Katara. I mean, they're dead anyway, right? So it's fine. Spell Seeker. Okay. I will get Daze just in case. And then I will go to combat, put the counters on the Wanshi Tong. Just, it doesn't matter as long as it's one of the flyers. And smash. Smash with everything. Trigger the Katara. Yes. There's the Mana Tithe. I guess I get rid of the Normalize. I'm just holding up Daze and Mana Tithe now just in case they have something. But yeah, they're pretty much dead here. Yeah, they have to block there. They go to 1 and then they die to their 1 ring. All right. And then I don't know what gets them out of this, but the 1 ring will kill them. They're going to try to draw 3 cards now. They would have to like flash in a Shieldred. Okay. All right, that was a pretty impressive start by the opponent, but Time Walk. Excellent. All right. Is there anything I want to do differently here? Aang's Iceberg could be nice just as a way to get rid of a problematic like 3 or 4 drop from the opponent. Maybe Sunfall for that reason too. Like Aang is okay, but I think it only delays the opponent. They have a lot of mana production, it seems. So I can probably trade Aang for his Iceberg. And then I do like the Sunfall as kind of a like an oh shit button. I'd probably want to get rid of, maybe it is just the Mana Tithe, but like, I don't know. I want to get someone with Mana Tithe, you know? What to cut? I mean, the Planeswalkers are a little slow, but they are nice win conditions. Enduring Innocence is nice. Maybe it's just like a Spell Seeker. I don't know. It's probably actually just one of the cheap cards. Stormchaser's Talent is okay. You know what? Stormchaser's Talent gets really outclassed, and then it seems like we're not going to have a whole lot of time to get to actually buy back spells. Like, I'd rather just get a nice kind of reset button, and then I think that's going to be our better shot. Because the way we get the card advantage is Quantum Riddler, right? That's like our main piece. So I like that. All right. And this hand looks great. Let's go and keep. So we get to see what's going on. We have Counterspell ready. We have Time Walk to ramp into Jace, basically. If the opponent goes like Mana Dork into Badgermole Cub into Ouroboros, though, that could be tricky. But that's why we put the board wipe in, right? So hopefully we can find that, and then we can reset the game. All right, opponent thought for a long time on their Mulda 5, or Mulda 6 rather, but they started off with an Orcish Lumberjack, which is a little scary, but we're well prepared. We draw the Sunfall for turn, which is going to be nice, so we can afford to let the opponent kind of go off a little bit. Whoa, okay, their hand's really good. It's One Ring, Ren and 6, Ouroboros. They don't currently have a forest, though, which means they can't quite cast their big spells. which is good. We draw a Mana Tithe, though. So if opponent... It's kind of awkward. My opponent actually can't cast any of their spells. So this Mana Tithe's probably not going to do anything. Okay. So I assume... yeah, I'm just going to get smacked for 1. This is kind of funny. So as lame as it is, I think I'm going to use Time Walk as a free explore here. Ooh, Teferi. I like that. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll just go Time Walk here. And then now we get to untap. There's a Hollowed Fountain. Teferi back the Orcish Lumberjack seems kind of lame, because then if they do rip the red or green source off the top, they just get to Ren and 6 it down. But I think that is a risk I am willing to take, because then I get to slam my my Jace, which is good. And also this helps protect against a potential like land mega ramp into One Ring or Boroid. Okay, it's just a Caustic Bronco. That is totally not a big deal. Okay, there's Aang's Iceberg. So let's uptick. I could play the Jace. I really want to get him with the Mana Tithe though. So Aang's Iceberg on the Caustic Bronco does seem a little lame. But if I go Jace, I can Jace uptick or Jace down tick it back to hand, and then they're just forced to replay it. I think I play Island always. So what's the best move here? We just like Aang's Ice. If I Aang's Iceberg that and then Mana Tithe something else, the problem is they have a bunch of 4-drops in hand, so it's unlikely that they'll be able to actually cast them. So it's weird. Their mana stumbling is causing my hand to be a little bit more awkward than expected. So you know what? I think I'm just going to continue on the kind of, what's it called? The tempo plan. I'm just going to try to slow them down, and then I get to eventually Sunfall. Oh, do they just pass through the turn? Wait. No. Okay. That was weird. They just immediately pass through their combat step. Pretty sure they just recast the Bronco here. Okay. So their hand is probably like really good though. So I just have to watch out for that. So I'm going to do this. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I'm just going to keep looking at the top card of their library now. I'm going to start fate sealing them. Okay, that's an Arena of Glory. I'm going to put that on the bottom. Yes. I'm going to put that on the bottom. I just don't want them to draw lands, honestly. Okay, so now I can go Thraben Inspector to try to protect my Planeswalkers a little bit. Yeah, let's go Thraben Inspector. Make a clue. I honestly probably am just going to Aang's Iceberg, to be honest. Like, I can just... I know it's not the best Aang's Iceberg target, but then I can maybe Mana Tithe something else, and then from there, just... Yeah, like Teferi and Jace will just take over the game. So I think I'm going to do that. I mean, I can also just block with Thraben Inspector and then no more lies. But the problem is they also get card advantage off of the Bronco, which I don't want them to have. It's really interesting. A really interesting game so far, where I don't quite have the pressure to punish because my opponent has not played into like my 1-for-1 counter spells because they've been stumbling. It's just a really weird phenomenon. And now it's like I kind of want to use this Aang's Iceberg on the Broncos so they don't get more card advantage. Right? And I want to also protect my Planeswalkers. Weird. The ideal case here is they have like a really nice 3-drop that they want to play, and they do that. And then, okay, so they're going to go to combat. Let's make them go to combat. Now we're going to Aang's Iceberg onto the Bronco. Okay. Goodbye, Bronco. Okay, sweet. So they don't have anything. Nope, they are fetching. All right, let's see if... It could just be Ren and 6, which would be really annoying because that plays around my Mana Tithe. I think that's what we're going to see here. It'd be Ren and 6, get back Misty, and then pass, which is fine because then on the next turn, they're probably just going to go One Ring, and I can Mana Tithe the One Ring, and then we're off. Then we're just looking really, really good here. I think my opponent's deciding what they want to do. Is it just Ren and 6? Yeah, that's fine. So a little unfortunate they got to get their little card advantage thing into play as far as they won't miss a land drop anymore, but I still think we're in a pretty decent spot. There's a Katara too, so I'm just going to uptick, and now at this point I'm just going to start zeroing to try to get some good stuff. Okay, there's a Meticulous Archive. So that's actually kind of nice. That's one way to get around the, quote-unquote downside of the Jace. I do like the Reprieve. This hand's really good is the problem. So let's see. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 mana. Maybe I don't need Sunfall anymore, actually. It seems like I can just control the board and keep things from getting too out of hand. And so I could go like... Or I can also pitch the land. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. So let's go Sunfall, then the... Wait, how does this work? Put 2 cards on top. So I want to put this on top, then put this on top, right? I think this works. Now I go Meticulous Archive, and it should be the Plains, right? Oh, I hope I did it right. Okay, perfect. Nice. Let's bin that. Okay, that's better. Now we'll go Katara, and then we'll attack the Ren and 6. So we're pressuring. Now we have Mana Tithe, No More Lies, and Reprieve that we're holding up, or we could just crack the Clue. So yeah, that was nice. And that was a pretty good usage. Like, we don't have any shuffle effects for the Jace, but we have the Surveil land, so that worked out pretty well. So feeling pretty good about my position. Again, it's kind of like I'm not winning super fast, but I'm not losing this game. You know, I'm only losing to myself. So now I feel like they're going to just slam a One Ring, and I'm just going to like Mana Tithe, and they're going to cry. Add this to the Mana Tithe counter. Boom. Love it. And I get a Katara trigger. Excellent. Nice. So they just concede to the Mana Tithe. Oh my god. They just can't. Oh. Mana Tithe, Garrett, take that. Who would win? One of the most powerful artifacts in all of the Lord of the Rings that corrupts the mightiest heroes on the plane, or one Mana Tithe. Like, just, oh my god. Wow, clean 3-0, 6-0 trophy. This deck was so sweet. I mean, most decks are going to be pretty awesome when you start Time Walk into Mox Sapphire, but we just got the nice, perfect blue-white, kind of like pseudo-control deck, but also a little bit of tempo elements with counter spells, Daze, Mana Tithe, No More Lies can really trip up our opponents. Profs really popped off with things like Wan Shi Tong, Quantum Riddler, both Teferis, Jace, and then we had good interaction in the form of Swords to Plowshares, Solitude, and we had the Manland, where is it? The Celestial Colonnade. We had Abandoned Air Temple. It kind of hung out. It didn't really do anything, but that's okay. Yeah, this deck was super awesome. Really loved this one. Really fun deck to play. Just making our opponents cry. Got to have all the fun. All right. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you for the next one.